Hey TypeScript fans, I'm trying out a new format where I will solve errors with you live in this session here. And today I want to solve this error unknown file extension, which often occurs when you want to run TypeScript code with Node. So let us check in VS Code what's going on. First of all, I want to show you that I have some TypeScript code here. And this code is very simple. Yeah, it just prints text. You can pass it some text, or if you don't pass any text, it will use this default text. And now the question is, can we run it with Node or not? For this, we will go to the package.json file. And then here in the start script, I have written Node and then src main ts, which points to that file that I was just showing to you. Of course, when I simply run this here with npm start, then we will run into an error that there's an unexpected token. There's a syntax error, yeah, that is signaling that Node cannot interpret this code because it's TypeScript code and Node doesn't natively run TypeScript. Yeah, this here is with Node version 20, by the way. Let me just list all my other Node versions. So I also have installed next to version 20, the version 18. And if I use here nvm use version 18, and I do then the same thing here, we will get to see this error as well. Yeah, so also Node 18 cannot run TypeScript natively. Sometimes you also get the error that the file extension is not recognized. Yeah, so both errors indicate that we need something more. And let's start from the very beginning. Yeah, we will walk through different aspects here. First of all, let's convert that TypeScript code into JavaScript code. And we will do that with the TypeScript compiler. And to have full visibility here, we will also create a new TypeScript compiler configuration. This I will do using a command here that I'm taking from my notes, which is ts-init. With the ts-init command, we will get to see the TypeScript compiler configuration. Of course, I'm using TypeScript locally here. So my TypeScript comes here from the Node modules, which means I have to put npx up front in order to execute it. If I do that, I get then here my new TypeScript compiler configuration. I will remove all the comments, and this is what is then being left. And that's the configuration that we'll use to compile from TypeScript to JavaScript. Also, I want to make a point here, which is the TypeScript version that you have selected here in VS Code. Please make sure that you are using the workspace version, yeah, because this is the one from your project. Don't use VS Code's version, use the workspace version to make sure that there is no difference in the version that is then actually running for you later on production. All right, so can we execute now the code? Probably not. If I run npm start, still an unexpected token, right? So what do we need to do? We need to compile to TypeScript first using npx tsc, or when we use in a start script, we don't need npx. We can then just write tsc, and then we will run the JavaScript version of it, yeah, because what will happen if we run tsc, we will get JavaScript code. I will show you that here from the command line. Yeah, if I do npx tsc, it will start the TypeScript compiler, and next to our TypeScript file here on the left, we'll see a JavaScript file. And this one then, of course, can be started with node src main. Yeah, and we see it here, hello from TypeScript. So if I do npm start, we'll actually get to the same result. Yep, perfect, good. So let's go further, because here we need two commands, and then probably there is a nicer way to do it. And of course, there is the nicest way to do it is using ts-node. Yeah, that's something that you might have already discovered. There is a ts-node development dependency that we can install just with this shortcut here, npm install, just shortened to an I, minus capital D for the development dependency, and then we will install ts-node. If I'm doing that, then we will have ts-node available, and then we can replace these two commands into, or for one single one, which is ts-node and then src main ts. Yeah, we don't need the JavaScript code because ts-node will under the hood get JavaScript from it. So let's delete the JavaScript file here and then see if we are now luckier. And with npm start, we'll see, yeah, that works fine. By the way, this here is actually just a binary that is registering ts-node with node itself. So node has here this require flag that you can pass, and then you can say ts-node register to hook in ts-node into node, which means that we can also use this line, which is equivalent to the one that we are currently having. Yeah, this one here is just then based on node. It registers ts-node and then executes the main ts by taking ts-node. Let's see that. Yep, this still works. Perfect. So now let's talk about ECMAScript modules, yeah? Because ECMAScript modules is a different beast. And with ECMAScript modules, we first need to change the package JSON. We need to give it the type module to signal that we are now using ECMAScript modules instead of the CommonJS syntax. And then we also have to adjust our TypeScript config, because here we need to make sure that the module is not CommonJS, but let's say node 16, because with node 16 it's then taking care of what is written in the package JSON as the type, and then it will be used as the output for the module format. Good, so we have this, and then let's try npm start again, and we got to see the unknown file extension, which is a bit weird, right? Because it was knowing that ts file extension just before, but now we have this error. Why is that? It's the case because we can't use ts-node anymore. We need to use something that's called ts-node-esm, which is then representing ts-node for the ECMAScript modules ecosystem. Yeah, if I do this now, then I can run npm start and we will hopefully be luckier. Yes. Now let's see if this will work with Node version 20. So if I do nvm use, let me first check what was my version 20 one here. Yeah, it's a minor 10. So nvm use 2010.0. And then let's try npm start, and we will get to see that error again. Yeah, so just the error that we had with when not using ts-node-esm, we will get to see again when using node 20. Yeah, this time I just changed from node 18 to node 20, and ts-node-esm has complications with node 20. So what do we need to do now? Now we need to use the alternative syntax. Remember, for ts-node, we could use this one here as an alternative. And for ESM, for ts-node-esm, we can use this loader flag here, yeah? So not require anymore, but loader. This is how we can define another loader for a node that then loads a module. Yeah, so there are different module systems, and Node then invented the loader flag so that you can pass your custom module loader. I will take this one here and I will put it in there, and then we'll check if this works now with node 20, npm start, and we will get to see some loader warnings, but we will also have our code here from TypeScript. Yeah. So there was something here that is experimental. Yeah. So the loader flag is set as experimental, and then we will always see this warning here because this syntax here or this setup might change. Yeah, like the Node team wasn't so sure about it. I mean, it was experimental loader before, now it's loader, but still it's not finalized. So this is why we get to see this warning. If we don't want to see this warning, then we can say no warnings, and then we say which warnings we don't want to see. We don't want to see the experimental warning. Yeah, so this extra bit here needs to be added in order to not see the warning. But of course, then you are suppressing warnings, which is also not nice, but at least the code is being executed. Cool. I think that was a lot, but there is still some way to go, because we will also have another issue, which I will show you now, which is that we don't get to see the proper stack traces. Yeah, because the big benefit of a compiler is that a compiler tells us what went wrong when there's something wrong. And in Node 20 with ts-node, this is not properly functioning anymore. Yeah, the ts-node team is working on it, but there are still some issues. Yeah, let me check my ts-node version, npx ts-node --version. Yeah, in this version there's still some issues, which I will show you now. For example, let's say I'm importing something that I don't use. Yeah, then I will get to see this error here, 6133, that fs is declared, but it's not in use. This is not a problem when you don't use a strict compiler configuration. So let's make our compiler configuration very strict because I want to show you the problem. I will say no unused locals, and I will set this one to true. Now this here becomes a real problem. Yeah, you've just seen that there was a yellow squiggle line, and now our code is actually supposed to not be okay anymore. But when we run now npm start, then we will crash. Yeah, our code will crash. That is okay. Yeah, this is expected behavior, but we don't see why. Yeah, we see it here in the IDE, but we don't see it here in the terminal. We just see some trigger, uncaught exception, internal bindings, Yeah, and that's the issue that ts-node has with Node version 20, that it swallows these stack traces. So what to do now? I mean, there is a big thread about this thing here, and I have it open in here, and people are talking about this unknown file extension, but I think later on they were also talking about call stacks, and a lot of people were then suggesting other alternatives. Yeah, some people here were, for example, suggesting tsx, and I want to show you like what's up with tsx. So tsx is another tool, another module loader, so to say, yeah, that can run TypeScript for you in a Node environment. Let's go to the tsx website, GitHub tsx, and there it is. It's short for TypeScript execute. Yeah, that's something that runs TypeScript and ESM, so that should work for us. We can install it with npm i -D tsx. So just as we install ts-node, we will install tsx now. And then the idea is that we can here in the package JSON just put tsx and then the path to our code. So that looks already much nicer, right? It's much more condensed. And then we can run npm start and we'll get to see our code. Voila. Well, is it voila? It's probably not okay, right? Because we have an issue here. How come that this thing still runs? Well, that's the thing with tsx. They also have something to say about this, which is that tsx is a TypeScript runner and it does not check the types. So it just runs the code, yeah, but it doesn't give you any type checking capabilities. And that's actually something that we would like to have, yeah, before like putting our code in production. So that's why the team here suggests to also pair this command, if you need type checking, with the TypeScript compiler no-emit command. So this no-emit command does the following, like this here runs the TypeScript compiler, but it doesn't create any output. Yeah, no-emit means that we won't see then a main.js file. Yeah, it won't be emitted, but we will get to see the type checking, which is the nice part here. So let's see if this is cool now. And yeah, it's cool because we get to see here the error. We are on Node 20, we are on ESM, we get proper stack traces, and the code won't be executed. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, let's see if we can get even better than this. Yeah, we have here TSC, the type checking first, and then we have the execution, and we would like to have both in one command as we were used to have it with ts-node. And there is another player in the market, which is tsimp. Yeah, this one here. And tsimp says that it's different to SWC, TSX, ts-node, and that it is based on the TypeScript implementation from Microsoft. So it's using the TypeScript compiler, yeah, and it doesn't do anything magic or extra on top of it. So let's see how the world is with tsimp. First, we need to install it. We can install it as we did with the other tools. We'll install it here as a development dependency. We'll say, okay, tsimp, please come to us. Now that we downloaded it, we can look at the documentation in order how to use it. And there is a difference here depending on which node version do you have. Yeah, if you are on node version prior 26, then stay with the loader flag. We've seen that when we were using ts-node. Yeah, and we had this experimental warning, that was the loader flag. But in node version 26 and above, there is an import flag now. So this is the latest and greatest, which means we will take this statement and then we will put it in here. We will reference our source main TS file and then see how it goes. So let's run npm start. That's good. Yeah, we have error TS 6133. We see that fs is declared, but it's not used. But we also see here our log statement, yeah, which came from the code, which means that the code is being executed. Yeah, let's see if that really is the case. So I will write here another text. We'll execute the script and yep, same thing again. Yeah, we see the stack trace, but also the code is being executed. And that's not what we wanted to achieve. Yeah, we actually wanted to have, first of all, compatibility with ESM. That is given. We wanted to have compatibility with Node version 20. Yep. We wanted to have proper stack traces. Also okay. But we wanted to stop the execution if there's an error. And that's here currently not working. But fortunately, there is a configuration for it. So if we go a bit here on to the bottom, then we'll see that there are compilation diagnostics that we can turn on and off. And here we can say that, for example, we want to have errors being printed, and then we want to have the tsimp to fail. And that's what we need. So we need to set the tsimp diag environment variable to error. I will just copy that, and I want to then put it here in front of the starting command. If I do this and I run npm start, then we will see a compile failure, which is cool, and we will see the stack trace. Yeah, and that's actually now the final step, yeah, that I've been at least looking for. I have to highlight that this here is very Unix specific, yeah, setting environment variables like this. If you are on Windows, you may want to use another dev dependency, which is called cross-env. So with cross-env, you can set also environment variables on Windows, but make sure that it is installed here also as at least as a development dependency. Yeah, so with cross-env, we should then here in the start command be also compatible with Windows and Unix. So let me just test it here in my WSL version, which is Ubuntu, by the way. Yeah, here on the bottom left, you see that. And yeah, it worked. Yeah, it was showing us the error here and then crashed. By the way, I installed most of the tools here, yeah, tsimp and tsx and ts-node, all the things that I've been showing to you. I've installed them as development dependencies. and I use them here in the start script. There are some environments that when they download your package and they install it, they sometimes don't install development dependencies, yeah, to make the build size very small or to make the bundling also very fast because less to download, yeah. That's, for example, the case on Heroku. When you deploy something to Heroku and the CI is being run on Heroku, then it fetches your package.json, but it won't install development dependencies. And then your start command will fail because it is now here relying, for example, on ts-imp, which I installed as a development dependency. So if you are running in these cases, then please install these things as regular dependencies. And that's my last tip for you for today and for this video.